Welcome to the Blue School in Isleworth in southwest London. It's where I teach a class of Year 1 students between the ages of 5 and 6, and I have 30 students at the moment, and they're just about to go into Year 2 as it's the end of the 2006-2007 school year. This building is the nursery building, and children start here at 3 years of age and they go to nursery. And nursery is actually separate to the rest of the school, except it's joined through the reception classroom, and reception's just like kindergarten in Australia. That building there with all the colourful signs and paper on the wall, that's my classroom, and this is the foyer. If we come around here towards the left is our hall, and we have an assembly here every day at 10:25, and it's also where the children have their school dinners.
What did you have, Lily?
A jam tart for pudding.
A jam tart for pudding. Was it yummy?
Yeah, lovely.
Lovely. And what else did you have for dinner this morning?
Sandwiches, jam sandwiches. Jelly.
Really? So you didn't have a hot dinner today? No. You had a packed lunch today?
This is the infants corridor, and the reception classroom have been learning about farm animals, and so they've been putting together farm animals made of paper mache and bits of cardboard and all sorts of wonderful things, and this is their resulting pieces of work, which frequently like to kick you in the head when you're walking down because they're hanging so low from the ceiling. This is my classroom, the Year 1 classroom, and there are some kids here. Here's Lily and Stephen and Jack J. And this is our religion wall, and we're learning about Christianity and Judaism this term. The Year 1 classroom, when I first arrived here, had nothing on the walls. Unfortunately, they've had a whole heap of casual teachers because the actual class teacher, unfortunately, has been diagnosed with cancer, and so this is why I'm here now. And so, yeah, it's pretty bare at the moment, but I'm working to put more things up on the wall. Over here on the right-hand side, towards the middle now, is the smart board. It's an electronic whiteboard, and to be very honest, in Australia I thought I really wanted one, but here I hate it. It's a pain in the bottom, for sure. We've been learning a lot about money in maths, so I thought I'd introduce them to a few dollars and cents for the Aussie money, but of course we're also learning about English money, and I just wish I had a lot more of it, because it certainly does go the extra mile. Over here they have a school policy that you have to double back everything and laminate it. So Kate Brown, if you're listening, you will love it. It's fantastic. And of course the one thing that every teacher really wants, but most teachers don't get, air conditioning. To say the least, we use it all the time, and it's fantastic. Mostly to heat the room instead of cool it down. This is the reception classroom, and the reception classroom is where Shannon teaches, and Shannon is also from Sydney in Australia. And we seem to get on really well, which is lovely. It's nice to have an Aussie friend next door. That is the nursery room from the other side, and nursery and reception share this playground. If we come out through these side doors, we come out to the playground area, and as you can see, we're lucky enough to have some grass. Most English schools don't have grass in London. Most schools just have bitumen and softball, and one school I taught at for a couple of weeks only let the kids play on the roof. They had softball on the roof, and that was it. Built a cage and let them play up there. You can see the kids playing here, and on the other side is St Mary's. Their playground also joins onto ours just with a fence. You can see Jack J doing some dancing there. Over here behind these kids and the tree is another building, and that's where Year 4 is, and where one of our school halls are for music, things like that. Over here in these windows on the right is our ICT suite, and here are some of the Year 6 girls. Just want to get their face on TV, I think, on the video. They've followed me everywhere. This is Year 3, and Mary teaches Year 3, and this classroom here is Year 2, and Karen teaches Year 2. Both Mary and Karen are from Ireland, and they are both NQTs, or newly qualified teachers, and that basically means that this is their first year teaching out of Teachers College. As you can see, really bright and beautiful classrooms. Over here in England, it's a lot different to Australia. Most of the things you find up on the walls are teacher created here, whereas at home it's a bigger focus on the children creating their learning environment. So that's a huge difference. It's a bit hard to get your head around it too. getting used to having to create it all yourself as opposed to letting the children sort of have a bit of a say in it. This is Year 5 and Rachel teaches Year 5, and as you can see, lots of bright, beautiful laminated things up on the walls as per the school's policy. Another big difference between Australia and England and teaching is that in England they have sort of better information technology and are more technologically conscious in the classroom, but their emphasis is more on quality rather than quantity. So they have really great stuff, but only one of it rather than 6 or 7 of it like in Australia. This is the Year 6 classroom, and Jane teaches Year 6, and Jane is also our assistant head teacher or deputy head teacher, which is the same as an assistant principal in Australia. Year 6 have just finished their SATs, which is their end of school exams, and it helps them get into secondary colleges or what we would call high schools. This here is Kay, and Kay is my teaching assistant on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays and Fridays. She's saying hi to Mum. Down here we follow Alan, our Senko or learning support teacher, and the man coming out of the door here is John, and John is our principal, or we call them head teachers over here, and this is our staff room. A bit messy, but it's our staff room nonetheless. This is Rachel, and Rachel is the Year 5 teacher. She's there saying hello to everybody. And behind her, there goes Alan to the fridge. This lady here is Huda, and she's waving. Huda is the sort of PPA person or relief from face-to-face teaching person, and this person is Jane. Jane is the Year 6 teacher. Huda comes into my classroom and gives me time to go and do my programming and planning. This is the monster. I don't know where he came from. He's been there since I've been there. And this is the office with the lovely ladies. This here is Lynn, and Lynn is my chief knit checker, and she checks my head for knits. And unfortunately, she did find some, if you've been reading my blog. Very yucky. And this person is Debbie, and Debbie is the other receptionist slash office admin assistant slash chief knit checker as well, I suppose. So that is the Blue School. That's where I work at the moment, and I hope you've enjoyed having a bit of a look around.